queries related to how to become a cloud architect. Like if I'm someone who has some experience with software engineering and like even networking and like overall package of being a standard full stack developer, like how can I switch to be a cloud architect? I think you are the perfect guy to answer that. So just wanted to ask you, like, how can someone actually start their career in cloud architect?
Yeah, so architecting, when you say architecting, there are various branches of architecting, right? So my branch is more around infrastructure side of thing. So in many companies, it is termed as infrastructure architect. In some companies, they call it cloud architect. But cloud architects usually, again, depending on company, the title can be a little bit different. But to become an architect, what we really need is a well-rounded knowledge on everything, right? So from development lifecycle, application development lifecycle, to the inner workings of cloud, how cloud works, right, and the basic building blocks of cloud. Like if you look at the cloud, at the end of the day, it's some kind of server behind, right? So you need to have that foundational level of knowledge of how server works, how data center works, and when application is put on any infrastructure, how that app behaves, right? There is different ways of architecting these days. Even software architects, right? They have different ways of architecting software. We just spoke about microservices, and we just spoke about converting monolith to refactoring it from monolith to containers or microservices, right? So there's a different pattern of software that happens. So you need to know overall picture of how the world is evolving, where the world is going, and you need to know how, for example, that app, how does that app run on any infrastructure. So for an architect, you need to know the underlying network. Like cloud is built on top of network, so you need to have a really good grasp of network, how network works, how different things hang together, right? And at the same time, you need to know about how to make your app highly available, highly performant, highly resilient, really highly secure, right? All of these things. So all of these things come into play. So to be an architect, you need to have a well-rounded knowledge on all this area. But the first thing is you need to be good at least one thing. Really good at one thing, right? Whether it is software, whether it is networking, whether it is storage, whatever it is, you need to be really good at one thing, and then you can then continue learning on top of that, right? So you need to have foundational knowledge, and then at the same time, you need to know how the whole thing works, whole thing hangs together. So usually what architects do is basically look at the thing, look at the problem, and then in a given situation, what is the outcome a customer is looking for? You provide that outcome with your architecture, right? So all of these things come into play. So if you are a software developer, if you want to be architect, you could be a software architect. That means you need to know the foundation of software, and then how the software is built, and how you package the software, what is the life cycling of software, right? That sort of thing. So, like I said, there are different, the branches of architecting. Mine is more about infrastructure, and now it is not just one cloud; it's multiple cloud, right? Cloud is the infrastructure now. So for me, it's multi-cloud and multiple cloud infrastructures.
So, as the words that you said, like I completely agree on that, and like that resonates to me as well, because we in our company we also do a cloud developer apprentice program where we teach multiple students on becoming a cloud developer. But every time we have a orientation call, the first thing that I say is at least know how to create a load balancer first. Right.
Exactly.
We don't even start like working on cloud until first month. For the first month, he was just working on creating hypervisors, load balancers, and then creating proxies, and working on creating a local cluster of Kubernetes, because those are the things that are actually going to help you understand the basic knowledge of what cloud is, because at the end, cloud is someone else's computer, right? You at least need to understand the underlying concept. So from my side, what I believe, if you're trying to be a cloud architect, as you said, yes, we'll have to be good at something first, and then we can take that knowledge to next level, and then we can become a cloud architect. I think that's something. But I'm also in the same path, so I'm also trying to certify into multiple cloud service providers and become a cloud architect. But that's my personal journey. So, I think I completely agree on the terms that you said.